kitty. Ooh, big kitty.
Now back with the Pet Project, the real-life Catwoman, Tammy Trujillo.
Yeah, and I'm on the phone with the real-life Santa Claus right now. Liz Blackman, you have got people in the studio almost in tears right now.
Well, the pet. First of all, this would never have happened without the Pet Project.
Well, thank you.
So
You
that's
floored
your
us.
part, that's your part, which is huge. But
Thank
you
you.
touched on something, Tammy, when you said that we all think, oh, this is such an enormous challenge that Josh and Kumar are facing. We can't. It's too big for us to help. But the proof is that it's not. I mean, and you said every dollar counts. With that, what's it called? It's not called pitch in, but what's the?
Oh, it's called a chip in.
Chip in.
Yeah.
Those programs are great, and then you see the progress that it makes as the money comes in, and you realize you're all part of something much bigger than yourself.
Well,
and really, really good.
My husband is out of the studio because I think he did start crying just at your generosity. Again, tell our listeners the offer that you have made to help Kuma with her rehab and her therapy to get over her surgery so she can get back to helping Josh.
Well, our parent company, our for-profit company, is a pet identification program. It's an identification tag that the pet wears on their collar that connects them to immediate help in any emergency. If they're found, if they're taken out of a house by the fire department, if they're in the car when the owner gets in a car accident, if they're separated from their family in a natural disaster. It doesn't replace microchipping. It works with microchips, although you don't have to microchip your pet. But think of it like seatbelts and airbags work together. And what we want to donate is anybody who signs up and gets this great service for their own pet and the peace of mind that they're going to enjoy. The double pleasure of this is going to be knowing that when they do this, 75% of the proceeds is going to go to this program, this fundraiser to help Josh and Kuma with her recuperation. So, while you're not only helping your own pet and your own, your own good feeling about the peace of mind of knowing your pet's protected, but you're helping someone else. And we can all, there's opportunities every day to do things like that. And before you thank me too much, honestly, I get so much more out of this, Tammy, than we give.
No, I understand. I do.
It makes me feel so good and so like we're doing something that really makes a difference, and that we're one group of people who can make a difference.
Yep, for somebody who made a difference for us, Josh.
Exactly.
Josh Hansen.
Exactly. And what a small way to give thanks.
Well,
him.
that's why when we first learned of his story, we had to get him on the Pet Project and help him out. I mean, this is what we put the show on to do, is to give people good information to help increase the bond between their pets and their families and themselves, help the understanding, help the rescue groups, just help everybody else. And you have really jumped into it, Liz, and I thank you so very much. We are putting information up right now on Tammy Trujillo's Pet Project on Facebook that's linking over to your site.
Great.
Again, I know you say don't thank you, but I got to. You floored us. You floored us, girl.
I appreciate the thanks, but I just want your listeners to know how good it feels to do these things.
Well, it does.
It really does. It feel like you can make a difference. And the for-profit company, 1-800-HELP for Pets, and this program that we just donated for Josh is the for-profit company that supports our nonprofit projects like the Center for Lost Pets. And that's a program that's free to all users. If you've lost a pet, if you've found a pet, if you're a shelter who's bringing in strays and you're not sure who they belong to and you're hoping that an owner will come forward, or you are a rescue group and you've been contacted by somebody who found a purebred dog and you are a purebred rescue who's brought that dog or cat in, this is a service to help everybody. It's a national database for lost and found pets. And imagine if you lost your dog somewhere and I found him, and I put up signs where I found him, and you put up signs where you lost him, we could be blocks or miles away
easily
from each other, and our paths may never cross. So this is a way for our paths to guarantee to be crossed. Another thing is I've been helping a lady whose parrot, whose African gray parrot, was just stolen outside of Trader Joe's in West Hollywood.
Oh, really?
And I helped her. We went out and we put up signs all in the area. And the next day, and these were heartfelt signs about the bird needing medication and that the owner was heartbroken. And the signs were taken down. And when I called the sheriff's station in West Hollywood, they said that they don't take them down. So signs are a really good thing to do. It's one of the first things you do, but it's not enough.
Right. They're the simplest thing to do. But like you said, And especially, an African gray, they can fly a long distance. And how many
Right.
news stories have we heard about a dog turning up halfway across the country and,
Right.
and getting home somehow to California? I mean, they do not run around the block. They do travel amazing distances.
That's why the most important message I can offer to your listeners is to make sure your pet is always wearing visible identification that's very easily readable. Resist getting the cute tag that nobody can see because it's too small, or the rhinestones fell off and it doesn't spell your your phone number out anymore,
Right.
or whatever it is. Get something that's it may not be attractive, but make a fashion statement with a collar or a hat, or whatever else your dog or cat will let you do to them. But make sure they're wearing visible ID tag that's easily read.
Well, Liz, after we had you on the show 2 weeks ago, and you were scheduled last week with our wonderful blackout, but you brought up something that I had never thought about. And I went home and I checked on some of my own dogs and went, oh my gosh, she's right. The tags, they rub together sometimes if they have more than one tag on. And there are a couple of our dogs with unreadable tags.
Right,
The-
which is
the-
useless.
Yeah,
Which
the
is-
etching
which is
has rubbed
useless.
off.
So every year when you set your clock forward and backwards, and you're supposed to check your smoke alarm batteries, check your pet's tags and make sure they're readable. I mean, do it more often if you can.
Right.
But make sure that they're readable and make sure that the information is current.
I had never even thought about that. I thought, we got the tags. They were well done tags. They're big enough to read, not little itty bitty ones. I thought, I know they're on there because they jingle all the time. I never thought to look to make sure that the etching hadn't rubbed off to the point they couldn't be
Here's
readable.
another suggestion. Don't put them all on the same ring, because if your pet gets caught on something and pulls and it opens up the ring and the tags fall off, if you use multiple rings, at least you won't lose all the tags. So if they have multiple tags, don't put them all on the same ring. And don't use an S-hook. I found hundreds of dogs who all they had was an S-hook on their collar. Use the split rings.
You just had people's jaws dropping in our studio. they went, oh my gosh.
And you know what? Make sure they're the small split rings. You'll probably break a fingernail putting them on, but people won't accidentally attach their leash to it. And when people accidentally attach a leash to the split rings, they're not meant to be pulled by a dog.
Oh my
It's like a
gosh.
paper clip will open up. So make sure to get the small one. You'll curse at it while you're putting it on, but you'll bless it that you had it if your dog or your cat ever needs it.
Liz, stick with us. We're keeping you over the break. We've got to take one more, about 2-minute break. And I know there's a few more things I want to ask you. So stay with us. Liz Blackman from the Center for Lost Pets. Has she got the greatest tips in the world, or what about keeping your animals safe? She's back with us in just a moment here on The Pet Project, the show your pet wants you to listen to.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes.